Hey everyone, and welcome back to Channel Dad Bryon Lape Reads. And here we have some information about Gal Gadot. And this is kind of the Wonder Woman effect on her life. This is kind of in the pop culture section, even though it's related to movies. So Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot, however you say her name, I'm sure I got it wrong all the time, is one of the brightest stars in Hollywood. Well, she's popular as one character. On the top earners in the DC, okay, so the top earners of the DC universe, the two big ones have left. Well, one got fired and one left. So, Gal has an interesting past, one that's quite different from most of the run-of-the-mill movie stars. In addition to her epic background as a member of the military, epic, she was a model essentially for them and a fitness instructor. So I don't know about what that's epic about. That is widely known for her generous, kind heart. Now this is true. Many fans report their experiences with Gadot as being great. Yeah, she does. She has this I don't know, fun. I don't know, peaceful is not the right word, but there's an energy there that's very, very uplifting and positive. Recently, the star and her Wonder Woman director, Patty Jenkins, opened up about Gadot's charisma. That's the word I'm looking for. And the crazy ways that the DC universe changed Gadot's life. So here is this was her in the new a movie, I guess. Is this a drawn picture or? I don't know. I don't want to click on it. This is on Instagram. Those dark, scary times. Looking forward to a brighter future. Yeah. And she's also the one that led a bunch of, she's still, one of the, anyways. Was born in Israel in 1985, highly intelligent as a child and went on to study law and international relations when she went to college. Also noted that her extraordinary looks and, Gal also noted that was also known for her extraordinary looks, and entered several beauty pageants as a teenager, winning, following her as a pre, she is mandatory 2 years in the Israeli Defense Force. Helped her land big movie role in Fast and Furious. Yep. After college, Gadot began modeling. A few of the top brands that she worked for during this time included Maxim. Her exposure as a model led her to fast acting jobs. Wait a minute. How did the military train? I guess because she stayed in shape. Date night, night and day. I don't know from her song. Night and day. I did see. By this time, Gadot had become widely recognized to thousands of moviegoers around the world, but she had not achieved the A-list status that would change in 2016. By the end of the year, who she was, and she was in the horrible movie Wonder Woman. I know it's not horrible. It was mediocre. Gadot's first appearance as Wonder Woman in 2016, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. She made an impression on viewers everywhere and to many. She was the perfect actress to portray. I'm not one of those people. She doesn't come across as an Amazonian hero at all. I'm sorry, but Lucy Lawless redefined the Wonder Woman role. I know it was, that's not what that character is called, but that was Wonder Woman without the superpowers in many ways. The outfits and Gal really pales there. More beautiful, but the rest of it she doesn't carry very well. Reprised her role of Wonder Woman in Justice League and would be appearing in the upcoming film Wonder Woman 1984. So yeah, runaway hit of the year. I guess it was. I mean, it did better than most DC movies, but it didn't shatter any records. And then Captain Marvel absolutely wiped the floor with it. There's no doubt that Gal has changed the face of entertainment. Don't really know how she did that. Gadot's, there's been beautiful actresses as long as Hollywood has been making movies. Okay, so how did she change anything? Gal's also changed in a big way. In a recent interview, Gadot talked about the Wonder Woman effect and the way she has been affected by it. So it's an effect that affected. Yep. I hate effect and effect. It completely changed my life. Imagine she's suddenly, recognizable. Somehow it came out at a point in time. Somehow it came out at a point in time where people were really craving it. Not really sure that's true. It made an impact, and it's called marketing. And Patty and I were very lucky. I would say that I think it was a well-timed movie. It was time for the Wonder Woman movie. But it was a decent movie. Okay. It wasn't Elektra and it wasn't Catwoman. I would say that the movie was reviewed the way it was, and then it came out in the era it did. I think it was just without even knowing. Okay. Ticked all the right boxes. Is this like some goofy translation because this makes no sense whatsoever. I wonder what the Hebrew is that she had in her head as to what in the world this meant. Patty Jenkins endorses star power. I mean, she definitely has star power. Whether she's a decent actress or not, I don't know. She's definitely beautiful, and but you know, she's a better actress than I am. So, what am I to say? That was shot in Venezuela Rocks a few months. Oh, Vasquez Rocks a few months back. Who would imagine that was coming? Does this have a date? No. But I mean, 38 million followers. So hey, she's doing something right. Over 1 million likes. Gadot is far from intimidated by the attention she receives as a major superstar. In fact, she loves it and never bothered by young fans who approach her. That's the thing, is she seems very approachable. This is what granted, I have not known a lot of beautiful women, but many of the true beautiful women that I've known, ran into in school, whatever, they are they're very generous. It's the ones that are stuck up. They're beautiful on the outside, but they're ugly on the inside, and eventually the inside catches up to the outside. It had an effect on them and meant something to them, and that it did. I mean, the Wonder Woman movie did have an effect on some young women. My biggest complaint about it, I mean, like I said, it was me. And in the DC universe, it was probably one of the best ones until Aquaman. But, not making her the actual hero of the movie really pissed me off. And, and that's what bothered me about the movie. And I didn't realize it until it was much later when I was talking to somebody about it. It meant something. Okay. My wife, she liked it far less than I did, and she was a Wonder Woman fan. Patty Jenkins, Gadot's director, is fully aware of the effect that Gadot has on people. She stated that when she's approached by people who are full of love for Gadot, she likes them all. It only gets stronger when you get to know her. And I saw Patty Jenkins, they were talking about this on some interview I saw on a YouTube video not too long ago. I think it was about the new movie. And Patty Jenkins talked about this effect that she had on everybody, where people were just drawn to her. But see, I think she's very genuine and very open and very honest, and that pulls that very, very positive energy, just pulls people in. So you get caught essentially by, it's like the light, her beauty and glow catches you, and you're attracted by that light. And then when you get closer, the warmth is like, oh, okay, it's a very genuine person. And that's, I have heard this over the years several times. I did say this is from Cheat Sheet, right? This is from cheatsheet.com. And this is just more interesting evidence of that she's very generous and open. I know a lot of people hate her because she was Israeli and she's a Zionist, and there's a lot of people that will just kind of spew stupidity. Looks like Gal Gadot will be around for quite some time, and that I don't know how. Wouldn't say she technically it's the second. Is it the second live action? I know there was another TV show reboot from 15 years ago that didn't go anywhere. Linda Carter Kathy Lee Crosby, I believe, played Wonder Woman in the early 70s and something. But it was unmemorable. And the thing about the 70s TV show, as popular as it was, they switched networks. They moved things around because it wasn't doing well in the ratings. So, and it didn't last long. I think it lasted 2 or 3 seasons at most. But now part of the messing around and when they really screwed it up was a lot of TV execs. But Batman back in the 60s, was very popular at first, and it just by the time you get to the 3rd or 4th season, it's really, really not as good. So that maybe that's the problem with the superhero genre. I don't know. I mean, the Arrowverse has done fairly well, but it's not made everybody gazillionaires. But anyway, we'll see how long. I don't know how long this. And then I've got an ad right in the middle of stuff in the next article. But the DCEU is really hurting right now, and I don't know how much further. At some point, Marvel, I think, kind of wore everybody out. And it doesn't help that we've got this COVID crap running around that kind of put a kibosh on everything. I think the DCEU is going to start splintering, and you're just going to get standalone movies with maybe some interaction here and there. We're not going to get, the Wonder Friends and the Justice League next movie and all that other stuff. But I mean, I know a lot of people, and I too have made problem with, to me, it's not as big a issue. I don't have as big an issue with her flat chest, but it's her lack of delt development is my problem, and her not traps or triceps are pretty lame. Because my problem, Lucy, she had the height and she had a different stature, and it was a little bit more believable. Touched by the gods and everything. And I get it that Wonder Woman is a demigod, I guess. Part her father's a god, sculpted from clay, but there's a presence there that isn't there with Gal's portrayal, and a lot of it's because she doesn't have enough muscle mass. And no, I don't want a bodybuilding woman, but in her arms and in her shoulders, there's just a little bit more definition would help you to believe that she can do some of the stuff that she does. But I had issues even with Tom Holland was too skinny, and people got all pissed off when he in the comics, as far as I know, Spider-Man's not the skinny kid, and he's not a kid, right? He's a kid very shortly, and then he's an adult. He's Spider-Man, not Spider teenager. Toby was a little bit more believable. But I was critical of Michael Keaton when he was Batman, until I saw the movie, and I was like, but he won me over. Now I will say that his height was a little bit of an issue when it came to the Batman presence. I get it. Some people, because he doesn't really tower over anybody. But her portrayal's decent, but again, there's not a lot to compare against, because Wonder Woman just gets short shrift way too often in the movies and things like that. And the DC universe seems to be like that, other than the CW TV shows, and those have all been long running. I don't know how Supergirl's still in the air, but Arrow and Flash and Guardians of the Galaxy, Legends of Tomorrow have done fairly well, and other things in the past have done fairly well, and on the TV front. But anyway, this is, I would say the Wonder Woman effect is, people know who she is, but a lot of it's because she's such a genuine and nice person. And that comes across to people. They see it, and, she is a bit of a celebrity. Maybe she's, a bit vapid in some of the YouTube videos with under the lockdown stuff. That to me, just, make your own choice there. But we'll see. I would actually like the DCEU to really take off and do something right, and get out from the shadow of Zack Snyder, because I think he's the biggest problem with it, and move forward and do something grand. Now that Marvel's entered a completely different phase, and the big, huge Marvel arc is done and over, it's time for DC to do something over the next few years, but we'll see. All right. So what do you think? What do you think about the Gal, the Wonder Woman effect on Gal's life? Do you think it's long lasting? Obviously she's going to be Wonder Woman forever. And as far, just like Linda Carter is in the persona of the character, because she's done well. I don't know how many people are going to remember Halle Berry being Catwoman and what's her name, being Elektra, but Scarlett Johansson has done a very good job as Black Widow, and we'll see if any of the other female characters kind of move forward in the MCU to be known as by that character, and maybe always be compared. And because obviously the next incarnation of Wonder Woman, whether it's a television show, whether it's movies or whatever, they're going to be compared to Gal. They'll be compared to Linda as well, and but hopefully it won't take another 30 years before they, I guess it's been almost 40 years now to do something when it's time to reboot. All right. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you. Goodbye. Yeah, I know when I resized it, there were ads there, and now they're not there. I don't know, but man, who knows? Maybe this was too big. I don't know. 3, 2, 1.